Sup y'all, it's Kalaveet, and today I'm narrating the match between SuperEpicAmpharos aka C, who's playing for the Indie Scooters, versus Mako, who's playing for the Stark Sharks. So talking about the players, C is known to bring some heat into her matches quite often, and she was also a finalist in the last Kalas Invitational. But Mako is not to be underestimated either, because she has taken out, or rather defeated McMegan and Bedami in this SPL, so she's actually 2-0 at the moment. Also, fun fact, she was the one that kicked me out of ADV Revival, so there's a bit of Kalaveet lore for the background too, just a fun fact. Okay, let's get into it. C leads off with a Zapdos, which doesn't tell us a heck of a lot about the team, and Mako with a Metagross here. So these are two very common leads. Metagross usually likes to go for Rock Slide here just in case Zapdos subs up, right? That's exactly what happens. And with Swampert, we could perhaps be looking at some Spikes offense from C here. Maybe with the Skarmory in the back, which we'll know shortly because it would come in on the Snorlax. Which doesn't happen, so it's probably not Skarmory. And with Metagross, Snorlax, and Suicune, this looks very much like a bulky spikeless offense team. Perhaps with a Magneton, a Claydol, or both actually in the back, and then it could be Salamence, Tyranitar, or maybe Blissey. This Suicune just took a huge Thunderbolt. And yeah, that has ruined its chances to sweep, but it probably wasn't actually going to be the main win con in this match anyway, with Gengar and Zapdos on C's side. And there's the Claydol, right. Does C just go for a Meteor Mash? No, she switched out the meta there. And in comes a Celebi, revealing Calm Mind, so perhaps this is actually CM Pass, which would also make sense with Swampert. There's the Baton Pass, and now this meta is looking very threatening. Is this a CV meta? I think so, based on the damage and the fact that it isn't revealing leftovers. A good switch from C gets her Zapdos in on this Metagross, and a very smart Baton Pass here, because C's Zapdos isn't really able to break through the team that easily, because there's a full health, almost full health Snorlax and a Claydol without Sand, so it wasn't gonna do much without Spikes or Sand. So instead she just Baton Passes twice to get in her main breaker, Metagross again, and just takes out that Suicune, which wasn't gonna do too much more in this match anyway. I'm not sure if that crit mattered on the Zapdos. I don't think so, because it's probably a CV Metagross. CV Metagross also indicates no Magneton on Mako's side, by the way. Because usually CV Metagross plus Claydol is enough to deal with Skarmory, and C has revealed a really threatening Pokemon here, this Charizard, which sadly misses a Fire Blast on the Snorlax. So yeah, that's an extra 35% missing on that one. But this Charizard could definitely tear Mako's team up, and that's a nice mash boost for C. I think it might have mattered on the roll for the Metagross, but she was able to take it out there thanks to the mash boost. And the Metagross is actually outsped by a really fast Tyranitar. Might be a fast mixer, maybe with Crunch on this team. And C is setting up a Calm Mind here with her Celebi to maybe BP that out into Swampert, alright. So, is Snorlax gonna have to tank this Hydro Pump? Yeah, it's a Hydro Pump. And it could actually just straight up die to this Swampert, but no. Between Hydro Pump, Miss Chance, and Body Slam, Para Chance, obviously that was a good shot that it actually wins this interaction, and it does. So C needs to find a way to kill the Snorlax safely now. And 2 Gengar T-Volts might be do it, but the Snorlax also has Shadow Ball. So that's really, really nasty. Might be a roll. Speaking of nasty, that crit could mean that maybe with an HP Grass or yeah, a Giga Drain, she could be able to take up this Tyranitar, which happens. That's actually a very, very massive crit. Because Tyranitar would have gotten a kill there with Crunch had that Thunderbolt not crit that actually. And now Mako is forced to boom on the Charizard here. Because the Charizard's just too threatening. It could have HP Ice or Dragon Claw, I guess, too, for the Salamence. And C goes into a Gengar here, so that the Salamence can't set up on the Celebi. She goes for the T-Volt. If it's a roll, she gets it on the Snorlax. That's nice. And now she can either Will-O-Wisp or Taunt / Boom on this Salamence and maybe run away with the Celebi here. Maybe Boom plus Psychic is enough to take out the Salamence. There's the Boom. That's the first step, alright. And will we see a Psychic from the Celebi? No, actually it's an HP Ice too. Which is pretty awesome on this team. Because it's a little bit weak to Salamence, I suppose. Yeah, with a leftover / Metagross and a probably pretty frail offensive Swampert. And everything else just dies to +1 Salamence, right? So smart building there from C. And well played to Mako too. That T-Volt might have honestly made the difference here in this match. So this one could have really gone either way. Exciting match. I hope you all enjoyed too. I certainly did, and have a nice day.